The lawsuit that Gina Carano has launched against Disney is not going well for Disney. Every single defense they've tried to put up has failed spectacularly, including a month ago when they desperately tried to stall this thing out and not allow Gina Carano or her lawyers to see Discovery, to see what they were actually talking about Disney when they fired her for her political opinions. And now, interestingly enough, people noticed something about a newly released Star Wars book that includes Gina Carano. Gina Carano returns to Star Wars lore. New Lucasfilm publication includes Cara Dune. Now, of course, I saw some people that would see a headline like this and think, oh my gosh, she's coming back. She's returned. They've closed a deal, something like that. That's not what this is in any way, shape, or form. But it is interesting that Gina Carano is included in a newly published Star Wars book. To the shock of many, Gina Carano appears in the new Star Wars Encyclopedia, published by DK and released this month. However, there's absolutely no mention of any characters associated with the failed Disney Plus series, The Acolyte, the brainchild of Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, Leslie Headland. Carano's character, Cara Dune, gets a large photo and a full write-up detailing her history, military service, and adventures with the Mandalorian. And this is that page right here. This is from Adam Bray, who's worked on some of these books before. There's a different story involving him. Maybe we'll get to a little bit later. In case you were wondering, Cara Dune is featured in the new DK Star Wars Encyclopedia, and you can order signed by me copies directly from me. And you see right there, Gina Carano's Cara Dune is in there, page 177. Now, this is for people who don't know, why is it happening now? What's happening now? These Star Wars encyclopedias, and for a while, I think they were releasing ultimate editions of Star Wars. I remember the Star Wars Encyclopedia that would get updated every few years and stuff like that. They don't do these massive comprehensive ones like every single year or anything like that. So this is probably the first big update that they've had for something like this in several years, probably since The Mandalorian actually came out. Now, were there books associated with Mandalorian or specific characters? Sure. But in terms of the Star Wars Encyclopedia as a whole, probably the first one we've seen in years and years and years. And it was interesting to know that there's no mention of any Acolyte characters. Now, there's hardly a mention of anything from something like Star Wars Outlaws, which was released a few months after that. However, there could be a couple different reasons. One, these books are in production for a long time, obviously. And anything they may have included on the Acolyte, potentially, depending on when they thought they would have released it, maybe they thought they were spoilers. Who knows? Also, not really a demand for those characters in any way, shape, or form. I happen to think it's probably much more of a timing issue rather than them specifically choosing to not include it for some reason. But yeah, there's Gina Carano as Cara Dune back in a Star Wars book. Now, this does not mean that they've reached any agreement that she's coming back. It means nothing of the sort, even though there have been some people that for the past 3 years have lied to you about, oh, Gina Carano was sighted on set. Gina Carano's returning here. Oh, Gina Carano made this. That never happened. It never did happen. Those people were wrong, as they usually are. But very interesting to see Cara Dune return to the Star Wars universe, at least in form of a lore entry in the Star Wars Encyclopedia.